Senior citizens and persons with disabilities in Oklahoma will soon be able to find additional affordable housing. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development just announced the availability of more than $4.6 million in housing assistance. The money will be available in several communities, and Gerry Hayden is the field office director for HUD here in Oklahoma. He joins us now with details. Gerry, thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Tammy.
You mentioned earlier you're very pleased with the amount of money that's coming in.
Yes, we are. The Obama administration had made a commitment early on that they were going to make sure that our senior citizens and people with disabilities had safe, sanitary housing, and they're following through on that promise.
Tell us how that money will be spent then.
Well, we've got the two areas that the money is going to be spent. The property for the elderly, 62 years or older, it provides rental assistance. It also provides basic services such as food, transportation, that sort of thing. And there's two properties that are going to be built. One is going to be built in Shawnee, and the other one is going to be in Seminole, Oklahoma. Those properties will break ground very soon. That's about $3.5 million for about 40 units of property, 40 rental units.
So there are properties that are coming up in different areas, and then there's also some assistance for those who need it with rent.
Yes, these properties have rental assistance. Your rent is based on about 30% of your adjusted income monthly, and the federal government picks up the rest of the rent.
And obviously when seniors get these dollars, it's a real boon because they many times are able to stay in their homes and live alone.
Well, stay in their homes, and then if they can't stay in their homes, they can come to these rental units and have the basic services, transportation, someone to check on them, someone to go help them get food, that sort of thing.
And this is obviously, you have to qualify in terms of income, but as well as 62 or older. Is
Yes,
that what you
correct.
mentioned?
Yes.
When will the new housing likely be available, or are there different dates for different areas and quadrants where you're going to be
Well,
built?
a lot of it depends on the weather and as fast as our developers can get going. Usually 18 months to 24 months is the average construction time. Sometimes they get it done sooner. We have about 100 of these projects scattered across Oklahoma, and we're very fortunate to have some really nice properties in the state for our elderly and people with disabilities.
So tell us about that process, if you would, how long that can take sometimes if you do feel like you qualify and you want to get kind of in the loop on that.
As far as renting?
Yes.
Yes. You can go out to the property itself and fill out an application. A lot of the properties have a waiting list, but there are some rural areas in Oklahoma where we have these properties where there is no waiting list, and you can probably get in relatively quick. We have a website that has all the information on the properties, and it's www.hud.gov, and you can get all the information on the location and where to apply.
Does all this money come at once, or is it incremental? Is this something seniors should be looking for throughout the next year?
I think it's going to come all at once, but it is delivered to the contractor as the work is done. But as far as the rental assistance is tied to the property, and it's done in a 3-year contract to start with, and then after that it's renewed every year. So someone can have their rent subsidized for as long as they want to stay there.
We appreciate you sharing this information.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. To read more about the HUD money and how you may qualify for housing help, go to news9.com/first